I hate YouTube Shorts because despite short-form content as a whole having similar issues, YouTube Shorts seem to have a far greater concentration of slop. They range from children that are way too young to be on the internet, let alone posting content, all the way to AI voices explaining a movie that nobody's ever heard of, which can sometimes be unintentionally hilarious.
How do you distinguish a Jew? Measure the length of his nose. Compare the color of his pupils. Then pull down his pants.
But nothing upsets me quite like this engagement bait garbage. You're telling me you thought it was statute of limitations? No, you didn't. And this one's not even wrong. These are just two different phrases, and they know that. They're just trying to get you to comment. Okay. Got it. 8 million views, 850,000 likes. I mean, it adds up. I mean, I have it right here. You put hashtag viral. The algorithm makes sense. But in all seriousness, these don't even need to be videos. This is a still image. This is just a meme. Why is this dude at the bottom? It's a different dude every time. Is there several people running this account? It can't be. They only post like once a day. Why am I not doing this? Good thing I took notes. But as I continued doom scrolling, I stumbled upon this guy, who, when I came across his live, had been writing names on his wall, I guess for like donations or something. I don't know. I was too distracted by his friend doing this goofy little dance.
Let's go, Dave. Thank you, man.
And I don't remember why, but I decided to check out the channel. And before I tell you what stuck out to me, I'll give you some context. When I stumbled upon him, he had 50 viewers on his live, and his 3 most popular videos are shorts of him eating things in front of a chicken.
That's cannibalism.
Wait a minute. No, it's not. What do you mean? That's not what the comment said. But anyway, his short with the most views is that second one that you saw, but he seems to average about 1 to 5,000 on his long form videos, because his last few have just been him sitting in the corner watching something that took an immense amount of effort to produce and barely reacting to it, aka totally stealing it. And yet he still has the audacity to identify as a Christian creator.
I hope this video gets 1 million likes. And remember, Jesus loves you.
So, given all this, how many subscribers do you think he has? Probably like 5, 10,000? Sounds about right. I mean, maybe a little more, given this account has about 20,000. Not even close. 1.99 million. Just one shy of 2 million. I mean, he is on the road to 2 mil after all. So there's no doubt in my mind this is a botted sub count. He doesn't even have a single video over 1 million views, including shorts. Okay, so that was not true. However, his engagement ratios on these videos that did in fact break 1 million views are awful. And I'm not just saying they're bad, I'm saying they are impossible. In fact, if we look at a video with similar viewership across the board, it gets 10 times the amount of engagement that his videos do. Because in order for YouTube to push out a video to 16 million people, you have to have a very good engagement ratio, making this either highly improbable or impossible. And he has a history of buying views as well, even 7 years ago, because these numbers absolutely do not add up. But as for his long form videos, I got that many views on my last video, and I don't even have 100 subscribers. Granted, my metrics are kind of comedic, so if you're enjoying this, please subscribe, especially if you're a woman. Please. But back to this guy. After a bit of looking, botted subs cost anywhere between $200 and $300 for 10,000, pretty much across the board. And to be clear, I do not hate this guy. I'm just curious. Did he spend 30 grand on this? I almost refuse to believe that anybody's that desperate for clout, but it adds up. But as much as Shorts is a total cesspit, to YouTube's credit, it has been getting marginally better, at least in the sense that I don't get this garbage with the toddler in the corner anymore, but I'm not sure how much that can be attributed to an improved algorithm, more so than me just hitting the not interested button, because Shorts has been out for like 4 years, and it's only kinda watchable in the last like 2 months. And I know all this may seem like I'm a total content purist, but I promise I'm not. In all honesty, reaction videos don't even really bother me. Just maybe add a little bit of substance, or at the very least, don't operate under the guise of being morally virtuous.
Jesus loves you.
Because despite them being in the same category, this feels way different. than this. But speaking of substance, I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like no matter what platform I'm on, but especially YouTube, I'll always end up stumbling upon these people teaching you how to make content farms. Like this kid.
I'm gonna see if I can make money off one of these TikTok live farms they've been doing in China.
So first I bought 20 of these Galaxy phones from Walmart for 40 bucks a piece. Each phone has a virtual camera app downloaded so I can have a video looped on a repeat, streaming to a bunch of TikTok accounts. Then I used the print-on-demand website Gelato to make this design and then put it on a t-shirt. Then I paid an influencer 300 bucks to wear the shirt in a 20-minute video pretending she's on live stream talking to a fake chat. I looped the video on a repeat and streamed it across every phone that I bought. The shirt's linked to the TikTok shop in the live stream so the viewers can buy it.
Please, do not take advice from guys like this. You're not only wasting your own time, you're also wasting the time of others, because nobody wants to watch this slop the same way they don't want to buy drop-shipped garbage from AliExpress.
In just 3 minutes, you'll be able to create viral sticky animation videos like this.
I have bad news and worse news.
What's the bad news?
You have 24 hours to live.
What's the worst news?
I forgot to call you yesterday.
So instead of having AI make videos for you, because it's absolute trash, and it makes it even sadder that in today's day and age, you can have the proper equipment to make a perfectly well put together video for anywhere between $0 and $200, depending on what you already have, of course. But regardless, we immensely take for granted the fact that you can just make a video in your own home with tools that you probably already have and just post it. And if enough people like it, it could end up being your job. And I'm sorry if I sound like a dork when I say this, but I think that is absolutely magical. Because if you told an amateur filmmaker about this even 20 years ago, they would lose their mind. And we take it for granted. Because as with anything as amazing as this, there's always going to be businessmen and greedy corporations trying to turn everything into a game of statistics. And that's absolutely an important factor. But focusing on solely that just puts you on the fast track to not enjoying anything you're doing. And that goes for any hobby.
It's easy to get carried away and just start having fun creating random styles of music. But here's the key. You want to create exactly the type of music that people want to hear.
But I'm not here to psychoanalyze shorts merchants and YouTube gurus. So moral of the story, if you're gonna create something, make something interesting, make something fun, make something you're passionate about. Because if you've ever considered making anything, whether that be YouTube content, music, God forbid a Shopify store or something like that, thinking it'll make you rich because this guy did it, you've already put the cart before the horse. Think about anyone you might look up to. Where did they begin? Because I guarantee it wasn't making a content farm. They started doing the thing that got them where they are today, either with a vision to change the game or just plain passion. And the hardest part is you're gonna suck at it.
This video right here, the most popular early channel video, and it is immediate F tier. There's a point where I cough, like I stop to cough and I keep talking and I didn't edit it out. Like it's miserable.
So as much as I would love to go on a rant about the Mr. Beastification of YouTube, I'm not going to do that because at this point, it's kind of beating a dead horse to say the least. So instead, I'm going to use a different example, and one that makes me a bit sad. It's about a YouTube channel called Donut Media, a channel I used to hold near and dear to my heart because they've made some of my favorite videos on this entire platform, which makes their fall from grace even more sad. Now, to give a bit of backstory, they've been making videos since 2015, but they really didn't start to gain any real traction until a couple of years later with the debut of Science Garage and Up to Speed, because it was unique, well put together, interesting, and informative. But they got bought out in late 2021 by a company called Recurrent Ventures, and they've had a slow decline ever since. And I'm well aware there's only so many cars with significant enough history to make an entire video about it. And the same is true with Science Garage. There's only so many parts on a car worth talking about over a long form video, so I understand. They had to pivot their content a little bit. But this new content model is absolutely not it. And the presenters seem to feel the same way. So much so that almost nobody from the original crew is still left. And I don't mean that to rip on the new faces, because most of them do fit the team pretty well. They have good chemistry. It's just that the original team was more of a bunch of independent creators with their own individual style that would frequently collaborate. And 4 months ago, 2 of their presenters split off and made their own channel big time. And in their first video, they kind of deliver this mission statement and also explain why they're leaving Donut, which can be very easily summed up by this.
When you're a creative person and you come up with these ideas, they're like a part of you in a sense. It's your like personality coming into video form. And when someone keeps like knowing, no, and the reason for the no is totally unrelated to how good it could be. It's ego, it's money, it's, you know, a whole bunch of, you know, excuses instead of, you know, how it used to be where it's just like, yeah, let's try it and see how it goes.
Yeah.
And yeah, we lost a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And in that video, they kind of established their channel to be more of a working on cars channel, kind of like how Donut used to be. That is, before the suits came in and made every single video thing worth big money versus thing worth little money. And the biggest culprit, reviewing cheap garbage, they have so many of these videos. They're just buying trash. It's substanceless content and I hate it. But you would think Donut Media has this huge sleuth of content veterans. They know what they're doing, obviously. There's no way two presenters can just leave and emulate the results. They did. Since Big Time first premiered, only 6 of the last 50 Donut Media videos have over 1 million views, and most of them are closer to 500,000. And that may sound like a lot, and it generally is, until you realize they used to get 3 times that on every video. And for their first few videos, Big Time was doubling the views that Donut was getting in the same amount of time. Now they get about on par or slightly less viewership since they've kind of petered out. But then again, okay, so when I recorded the bulk of this video, that was totally the case. But as of right now, not really so much anymore. It's kind of back to how it was a couple of months ago. So keep that in mind. Big Time's only been around for 4 months and they've only made 18 videos, whereas Donut has been around for 9, almost 10 years, and they have 1,600 videos. So I think it kind of comes to show, doing what gets you views and just chasing numbers only gets you so far. At some point, you can lose the soul of what made your videos amazing, the enjoyment of what you're creating, and as a result, your core audience. Because in order to chase more and more attention, to generate ever-increasing amounts of money, to meet growth projections put upon you by the company that bought you out, you have to apply to an increasingly broad audience. And in doing that, your content eventually loses its personality. It kind of just becomes this vague amalgamation of bright colors and fake reactions and creepy thumbnails. And what's super confusing to me is they still make really good videos on Donut Media. Not quite as often as they used to, but when they do, they seem to perform better than any of that low-effort garbage I was talking about. So why are they still making these? It comes down to one thing: money. It costs nothing to produce these. So this may perform worse 90% of the time, but it doesn't really matter because it costs nothing to make it. And this speaks the only language that the guys upstairs speak. They have no connection to the content or the audience whatsoever. It's all about one statistic: return on investment. Forget the creativity. They don't understand, nor do they care about what made the crew special. The more they can make the dollar sign go up, the better they're doing. But what really pisses me off is in an attempt to diversify assets, these companies, they'll buy out YouTube channels and previously successful IPs to just put out slop that's not faithful to the original whatsoever. But there's always going to be good media and bad media. It's just unfortunate that we're to the point where all these companies are buying everything out and ruining it. But at the end of the day, there's always going to be creatives out there making masterpieces. You may just need to look a little harder. But that's about all I got for you. Now, if you've watched either of my other videos, you may be thinking, why are you posting a commentary video? Honestly, I just kind of had fun making it. And something I learned, and something that actually gave me the confidence to start making YouTube videos in the first place, started with my attitude that I don't know what I'm doing, until I realized nobody knows what they're doing. Not even the professionals really know what they're doing. Not even those I look up to really know what they're doing. I mean, check this out.
Again, when I was making videos early on, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know like what my direction was or anything.
And I'm not joking. It's literally everybody. Zach Job himself said it in the very video I referenced within this video.
I've always said one of the coolest things about YouTube is that you can take swings. You can try stuff you want to do, and if it doesn't work, you find out immediately, and then, you know, you revise.
You just gotta try. So I'm trying. And I kind of suck at being on camera, I'm well aware. But you know what? Everybody did it first, so I'm not that worried about it. So if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, maybe subscribe, because I think that'd be pretty cool. But at the end of the day, you simply watching means the world. Okay? Bye.